Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity like that to edit them out as fast as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. Hold on, there we go. Okay. Sometimes I think that maybe, I should just finally get rid of that warning, only because it's like it is a little on the ridiculous side. But then again, it's like I do get new people coming in, and it's like I remember when I was first doing the streams, and I would have people constantly complaining about the noises. Until I told them that it was a parrot, and then all of a sudden it was the cutest shit in the like, I had people sending me nasty comments about the noises, but their tune completely flipped once I told them it was a parrot. And it's like, then it was just like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should leave the warning up. So, like, there we go. I am duly warned. Hello, Brian. Hello, Brian. Oh my goodness. So hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I guess might as well just get get this party started. I have been self-publishing comics since in 1992, and you know what that means.
You really want to know my process?
Absolutely.
Usually starts with a holla and ends with a creamsicle.
And then if there's time in between, Thundercats. Ho!
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales and my medieval fantasy drama Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, with issue 10 now on pre-launch on Kickstarter. Issue 9 ended a couple of weeks ago on Kickstarter, and now I'm just waiting for the books to come in so I can fulfill. But issue 10 is on pre-launch. The link is in the chat and in the show notes, so make sure you click on the notify me button to get notified when this campaign goes live in the next probably, like, I don't know, in the next month and a half. So we'll see. And I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs show about every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I say about because our schedule's been a little wonky lately, but we usually go live Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m. where we just talk about comics and what other sundries that may interest us that day. And you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, both websites. I have tweaked and, to make it a lot easier for you to read, find everything that you need on the websites. And you can also check out my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network as well. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my shows go live. And if you are joining me from any place else other than YouTube, well, hello. Yes, I am streaming also to Twitch. I keep forgetting that I don't stream to Facebook anymore, only because the Streamyard limits me to 3. So so somebody had to go. So it was Facebook. So usually I say, that it's better to come over to YouTube, but no, at least I see the comments from Twitch as well. So, oh, hello, HR. Hello, and hello, Joseph. Good afternoon. Yes. Hello. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. Since the last, I don't even remember what the last the last time. I know it's been about 2 weeks since last, because I was still working on this piece. I think I was working on the inks of this piece, or was I working on the other commission? You know what, I don't remember. I think it was the other commission. So what we have on the drawing today, on the drawing table today, is um was is a the second to last commission that I have for House of Bob. So yes, so the next commission after this is going to be Joseph's commission, which is actually pretty cute. I'm looking forward to doing that one as well. But I have to finish this one first. So so this is the second to last commission on the House of Bob. So once I get these 2 commissions done, I yeah, it'll completely close off the House of Bob campaign. I just have to yes, I do, Horizon. Thank you for telling me. You know how hard it is to like glue these things on in the proper way so that it's counterbalanced correctly. I mean, it's like just this simple thing, it made me appreciate cosplayers a little bit more. So that'll finally close out House of Bob, which I didn't mean for it to last this long. House of Bob, I ran that campaign in October, and I'm only now just getting to the final commissions. But I have to say, I enjoyed every one of these pieces that I did for House of Bob, and I'm looking forward to doing it again, albeit with some changes. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, this is my compression glove. It's for arthritis, but I use it to on my Cintiq. So I have one of the other gloves, but in the end I just figured I use this because it's like, at least it's a compression glove, so it hopefully it helps protect my hand better from stress. Right. Oh, because Joseph says that it looks like a possum paw. Yeah, it does. And the only thing missing is me screaming like an opossum, because God knows that's what I feel like right now. So that's what we're going to be working on today. We're going to be continuing working on this commission. I'm hoping that we could at least get one of the characters finished, and then it won't take me long to do the other one, and then I can get this one out, and then I can work on Joseph's commission, and then we're good on House of Bob. But when I offer up House of Bob again, which will be the next sketchbook, a whole bunch of other sketchbooks, reissues, and more commissions. So if you're looking to get a commission from me, just keep an eye out for the next House of Bob campaign, which I'm looking to have that running around like in the fall. I know it's going to be a bit, but there's a lot going on, so I can't keep running these types of commission campaigns all the time. So I have to limit. Let's see. I certainly enjoyed the commission I got. Through the infamous order of the stick, Kickstarter has warnings for those who don't set limits on how much extra work gets added. Yeah, it's like I'm glad you enjoyed the commission, and like I said, I really like the way. I think I'm really getting the hang of finally. Like, I'm finally getting the hang of how to use Copics on these commissions. And like I said, I'm gonna make some changes on later stuff, but I've been really enjoying them. I guess it's just like in the end, it was just a really good break from doing like all the comic book stuff and whatnot. And it's like it was just like a nice little creative vacation, I guess. For lack of a better but it did add a lot more time than I had anticipated to the closing out the campaign. So I'm hoping next time, um I'll on the next one I'll kind of like adjust it better so that it doesn't, people like more people can get commissions, but it won't take me this long to do them. So, so we'll see. So there's that. Um Also, yeah, I'm just trying to remember, like, you know what it is? It's like, it's like I do this, I do the Raging vlog, and then I've started doing my weekly studio vlogs, uploading. Those aren't live streams, they're just recorded. You kind of like, me just showing the artwork that I've done for the week, and then talking about whatever topic is on my mind. And then they're about 20 minutes. I've recently released the 8th episode of that series. And that's in my playlist if you want to check those out. Because it's like I just needed something that I could use to keep track of all the artwork that I'm doing and give me a better idea as to how much work I'm actually doing, as opposed to like guessing and then like confusing last year's art for this year's art. And it was a whole thing. But I'm liking, I'm still kind of getting the hang of what I want, like, visually those videos to be. But I don't know, it's we'll see. That's also another thing that I'm still kind of like working on. It's like I figure as long as I'm doing the videos, I'm doing okay. The other thing that's been going on is I have conventions on the brain. I don't remember if I told you on the last stream or not, but I did apply for Anime NYC. That's at the Javits Center. And I don't know if I'm going to get in or not because it's juried, and I don't know. It's like I don't exactly have an anime style. I don't do fan art. So I'm taking a punt on this. And maybe, I'll be lucky and they'll want something different in their artist alley, rather than the same people doing, Jujutsu Kaisen keychains or whatever everyone's doing right now. So I've been doing that, and I have been thinking about how I can kind of like improve my display for the convention, which even if I don't get into NYC, I am committed and confirmed for Baltimore Comic-Con later this year. Was it in October? Yeah, in October is Baltimore Comic-Con. So whatever I figure out for Anime NYC, and if I don't get into Anime NYC, everything's going to get used for Baltimore Comic-Con. And it's like I have the ubiquitous wire cube things, storage things that everybody uses in Artist Alley to hang their prints and stuff. And I had wanted to, like, I was been pretty impressed by a lot of the setups. I mean, people are just like, I don't know, they're like building monuments with these things on their table. And I didn't want to go that far with it, but I did want to spruce up the display without having to really buy a new display. So what I did was I bought a new table runner. I bought a new tablecloth. I decided to kind of like make my table more cohesive color wise, kind of like stick with these gray tones that I'm working with as a base so that my books will actually stand out on the table. I mean, I saw I was looking at my pictures from Baltimore Comic Con 2 years ago, and I thought the display was nice until I actually saw it in the photos, and I'm like, wait, I don't understand how anybody could have seen anything on my table because of the sensory overload, right? So my goal was to spruce up my display without really spending a lot of money. And it took me a while to figure this out, but I did figure it out. So I have a lot of excess paper, from doing comics that I haven't been using ever since I'm now working predominantly in Clip Studio Paint. So I have my oversized printer, and what I did was I started printing kind of like background patterns on that paper, and then making this. So they're kind of like just covers for the wireframe. So when it gets put on, right, it looks something like this. Right? Because I wanted to do it in a way where I still had access to the wireframe in case I wanted to put hooks on it. I didn't want to buy, I thought that maybe I should have bought like a brand new cube system, but it's like everyone's recommending the vinyl ones, but it's like, but if I need to use the hooks, I don't have the wire. And it's like, but in the end, why spend the money when I could just decorate it like this? So what I did was, I printed it out, and then I put contact paper on it. I laminated it so at least a little bit more durable, and I could put tape on it. And then the idea is that, I kind of like tape it to the grid, right? Because the idea is to keep it there. And then because everything's laminated, on the other side, I can put, whatever like designs or posters or images. So it's like I have this taped up right now, right? So I could just change that whenever I need to. So it's like, so I was just really happy with, it's like, okay, you know what? I think that this idea is going to work, especially once I start building it. So like this is like another one. So you could see like, it's just taped to it. This one kind of got a little messed up when I was doing the contact, but because the contact paper is removable, if I have any left over, I might try to replace this again. Just this. Because I mean, it has, I don't think you can see it, but it's like it has kind of like a crease in it. But I think that if it's facing the inside, you're not going to notice it. So the idea is like, so some of the cubes I can put like this on it. And if you really do want to scan it, you can. If you want to sign up for my mailing list and get the free comics bundle, you can do that. So this is what I've just been thinking about, and and it's like, because I haven't used my printer in a while. I have this paper just piled up, doing nothing. So at least my only expense that I have for this project is the contact paper, which I think is like $7 a roll. So, and although the new tablecloth was $20, the customized runner was $40. But like I said, the idea is for me to like put together a new display, predominantly with stuff I already have. And if I do buy stuff, it's going to be as inexpensive as I can make it. Like there's 2 new banners I want to get, and we have this banner system downstairs that is just poles and feet, right? So if you have like the banner with the pockets at the top and the bottom, you could just replace it. And what I like about these banner stands is that, one, we have them already. We've had these things for decades, and they're still holding up. And also they're a lot lighter than the retractable banners. So if I get like banners that are printed on fabric, then then even my banners are lighter and easier for me to carry to conventions. Because also another thing that I'm keeping in mind too is that this stuff has to be a lot easier for me to carry. Just if I have to go to a convention by myself, I have to be able to take this stuff with me and handle this stuff at the show without blowing out my back. So yeah, so I'm trying to like keep everything as kind of like condensed and light as possible on top of being as inexpensive as possible. So far the idea is working. Once I get kind of closer to what I'm trying to accomplish, then I'll probably do like either a video, I'll do a video, a separate video about that, or I'll show some pictures on my Facebook as to like how it's kind of coming together. um yeah, it's because what's ironic is that the heaviest thing that I have so far is the new tablecloth that I bought. It's one of those like, oh, you use those for wedding receptions, because it was the only one that came in the color that I wanted. And it's actually a little heavy duty, certainly a lot more than I expected it to be. So, and the thing is, though, I had to get a size that would accommodate between 6 feet and 8 foot tables, just in case. Because you know how you never know what kind of table you're going to get at a convention. And so I had to get a tablecloth that could accommodate either one of them. And I guess because of the size, it's a little on the heavy side, but I'm hoping it's not that big of a deal. At least it packs away rather small. So I don't know. Maybe it just felt like that at the time. Maybe it's really not that big of a deal. But so yeah. So Anime NYC. I'm hoping I get into that. And also another thing with Anime NYC is that I want to use that show as the opportunity to test my digest size theory, my manga size theory. I'm going to do once I get the money from Kickstarter for Ego Raven. I have the books already at the printers. I should be getting them this week. I told the printer that I needed it by the 28th, by Friday. So hopefully I'll get it by then, the books by then, so I could just start fulfilling. And one of the proofs that I want to get, actually the proofs that I want to get, is a digest size version of my trades. So I mean, we used to do them before. I'm pretty sure I spoke about this before, but I apologize if this sounds a little repetitive, but this is my brain right now. So we have the comic size trades, right? And this is an older version that we did several years ago. Actually more about 10 years ago. So this is a digest size version of the same book. So these are both the same trade. These are both the same trade. It's like this is volume 3. Yeah. So let me grab volume 3 just so you see the difference, right? So this is the new volume 3. This is our old volume. There we go. Okay. So at least the covers match, right? So hold on. Put this away. So I got it in my head that if I were, would other audiences be more receptive again to a smaller edition, that's more like manga size, even though technically this is not manga size, but it's closer to manga size than this is, that's for sure, right? Because if we're talking about people who collect manga, their shelf organization's a little different. So I would think that if they had the choice of buying a smaller size of the book, they would, right? Especially if it was a little bit it was a little bit inexpensive. let's see. Brian says, back in the 90s, a few companies did a number of digest-sized printed copies of web comics. I still have several. Yeah, you see, so it's not the first time, so I will be doing some of my trade paperbacks in this size and taking it to Anime NYC to see if a more manga-oriented audience would be more receptive to the smaller size. Like they'd be more willing to take a chance on a book like this, on a book like Tall Tales, on a book like Ego Raven, if it fit their shelves, if it fit what they already collected, or as me and my sister joke, this is Loungefly size. Like it fits in a Loungefly purse, backpack purse. If you don't know what a Loungefly is, it's just Funko. The way they're owned by Funko, and they make purses, and people collect those purses the same way people collect Funkos. So it was only, it only was fitting that Funko owned them, bought them. They make all like the cosplay purses and things. The pop culture purses. I have a couple myself. And so we figured it's like if you could just fit the book into your purse, right, would you be more likely to buy it? So that's kind of like the main thing that I want to try out at Anime NYC to test out. But oh my god, no, I mean, there's so many web comics out there. It's hard. Exploitation Now. Gosh, I would have to see it. I might I think it might be, you know what it is? I'm the type that's more likely to remember something visually than by title. Like I'll recognize people's artwork, but I won't recognize them by title alone. So so that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm dreading it at the same time because the table for Anime NYC is like $500. So, it's like, look, it's like you got to spend money to kind of make money, right? My luck at conventions haven't been very good lately, so I don't know. It's like it kind of is what it is. So that's what's kind of going on right now. Oh, what are they doing next door? So, okay. So let's switch over so we can get started. Who's disconnecting? I keep hearing the noise of something connecting and disconnecting, and it's annoying me. And it's like, okay, I don't know what it is. So we're just going to put up with it. As long as everything still works, we're okay. So, okay, so let me just switch over here. And okay, let's see if that, okay, good. So my other camera is still connected. So I finally got my other camera to work as well. For like the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to actually, let me move this over here. Hold on. The whole point is I could read all the comments while I'm working. So for the past couple of weeks too, I've been like trying to figure out like how to set up another camera on my other monitor so that I didn't have to grab the camera from this from the main monitor and annoy everybody with me moving the camera back and forth manually. But I don't know. I just couldn't get it to work. And this morning I finally did when I remembered. For some reason, OBS doesn't like it if you have a camera, like if you have like one of those USB strips, if you have more than one camera on the same circuit, one camera will knock out the other. So you could only have like one camera per circuit, even though according to Logitech, all the cameras are working. To bring it into OBS won't recognize the second camera if it's on the same circuit. So every camera I have to make sure it's like separate from each other somehow. And I remembered I had USB ports on top that I just plugged it in, and now everything's working. So now I can see the screen. It's like I can look forward, see the screen, work on the piece, and and still see everybody's comments without having to keep turning like that. The only annoying thing is that unfortunately the microphone is kind of in the way, and maybe you can see kind of like the camera here and a little bit of the light, but look, this is what I can get. I think it's an improvement no matter what. So okay, so let me get my markers. So what is this? Oh, right. This is the test page. This is a test page that I did to kind of see if like what the page would look at digest size. And that was my sample, so that fell out. So okay. So this, like I said, this is a commission, and actually, let me get the music started. As always, if the music sounds a little too loud and it sounds like I'm competing with it, just tell me and I'll lower the volume. So we have it set up so that YouTube won't give us any problems with the piece, and we can just work on it. So let's see. So if this House of Bob campaign did anything, I think it really got me used to, or at least a lot more used to. I don't know. It's like coloring and comic. Well, coloring with Copics, especially. Before, it's like I was more used to coloring with like Prismacolors that has just the regular nib on it, and I would have like harder lines, harder shading on everything. And and with Copics, they're famous for their brush tip, and the fact that it's like I've had it described as like, oh, it's like using watercolors if you really get good at it. And it took me a bit, but like I said, it's like doing all these commissions. It's like, okay, I think I finally kind of got the hang of it, or at least enough that I'm just more confident with the results that I'm getting. I mean, it's still, it's like, could I be better? Yeah, sure. As always. But I'm liking the effect that it's giving me. I was really pleased when I just started with the background, because I wanted to save the characters for the stream. And and I was just really pleased with how that came out. I mean, granted, I've used watercolors before, but I just, it's like I just like the more immediacy of coloring with markers. Because it's like, watercolor is rather temperamental, and especially if you don't like prep correctly, or if you try to rush the medium, you can really ruin a piece that way. But with markers, it's like, I don't know, it's just that it's kind of like, well, this is just the colors you put down are the colors that you're going to get. So I don't know. It's like, so yes, it just made me like want to try to do more pieces in marker. The only thing though that I'm a bit concerned about, and it's like, and I know that I've mentioned it before as well, is actually let me continue using that color. That I've been seeing a lot of and I know I've talked about this before, right? Because I'm still haunted by this newsletter that Colleen Duran had put out months ago, where she is just railing against using alcohol markers of any kind. She says, because of the fact that technically alcohol markers are not color fast, and it's like, yeah, there are pieces there's one particular piece. It was a Rocket Raccoon piece that I did. I really liked it, so I kept it in my office, which, for those of you who don't know, this office is like a greenhouse. It's a UV nightmare. All my books are faded. It doesn't matter that supposedly the windows have UV protective coating on it. Allegedly, everything still fades in this office. And the thing is that I didn't even have that piece in direct sunlight. It was what color is this? Pale. Oh, okay. And within 6 months, all the colors of the piece had faded dramatically. Like, it was a good thing I did a scan of it when I first did it, which I usually make it a habit of doing that. And to see the difference between, the original scan and the original, when it faded, I mean, it was dramatic. It was dramatic, upsetting and dramatic. But but at least I have the scan of it if I ever needed to print it out again. So, so in the end, I ended up just putting the piece away, and that was it. And the thing is, though, is that I have a lot of marker pieces that that I've done in the past that look just the same as the day that I did it. And but honestly, it's because that I did the piece and did copies of it and then put the original away. So the thing, of course, the thing that bothers me is that I have everybody's commission scanned. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to get those files and I'm going to send them to everybody who has a commission, a color commission. I was like, okay, here's the scan, so that if anything happens to your piece, you have a printable file to print from. You have a file to print from that's it's pretty much accurate to what it originally looked like. I think, like, from now on, I'm probably going to do that. Offer, like, okay, if you get like a commission, a traditional commission, you're going to get a digital file of it too, just in case. But like, here's, so it's like, so my whole thing is that my concern, that's really what it is, right? Is that should I be like also putting instructions whenever I send out a piece? Because just as many professionals use Copics to do their pieces. So it's not like I'm doing anything, unusual. Just because Colleen Duran has an issue with it, doesn't mean other artists do, but my concern is like, okay, it's like, like what, like how can I kind of like, oh, that's dry. Okay, so that I gotta replace that. Like should I, like do a thing where I'm sending out little cards going, oh, here's for the care of your marker piece. Like even though like I am using archival paper, like I'm using acid-free paper. It's Strathmore, it's not like some cheap sketchbook paper. So it's just that, I want people to be able to enjoy their pieces for as long as they can without me having to learn brand new mediums. I guess. Okay, I think that's what I'm looking for here. All right, that. I think this was the other color. It doesn't look that much different, but it's closer in tone to what I want. Okay. All right. So let me just get the right sequence here before I put that down. So let's see. Okay. All right. So this is the darker one. Yeah. Okay. So that's the darker one. Okay. All right. I think we got it. All right. Okay. So yeah, so that's also another thing too for the commissions that I think I'm going to do that, right? Just a little for the care of your artwork to make it last and to minimize fading. And I guess like in the end, the main advice is to like keep it away from windows. If you want to display it, display it in a room that optimally has no windows, or at least doesn't get a lot of UV light. And I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the main thing. And yeah, and it's like, and don't hang near vents or air conditioners or that type, those types of things, because it seems that extreme changes in temperatures can also affect the piece. But I mean, but it's like in the end, it's like if you have original artwork, you have to know how to take care of it, right? I mean, even if it's like watercolors or something, it's like it's not like you could just manhandle the piece. I mean, you still have to like. I mean, I would think that that people aren't really just buying original artwork and then just taping it up on their wall. I mean, I think that if someone's spending that much money for original artwork, that there's going to be already an understanding in the care involved. Yeah, but that's but yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little card just in case. Actually, let me see. Should I put in a little bit more, like a lighter blue, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Because, yeah, I really do like this better than watercolors, though. It's like if I ever went to Japan, like I would bring a suitcase just to fill it up with with Copics. Just buy all the big sets and then just bring it back. Oh, looks like I forgot some greenery here. Just gotta remember my colors. I think. Let's see, I think I used this. Oh, I think I used this. looks a lot darker than what it should be. What did I use for that? Here it is. Hold on, let me just check something over here. Well, this is certainly a lot more interesting soundtrack than I was expecting. Again, all music from Epidemic Sound, not sponsored, but I do have a subscription. I never know how to do this. Oh, well, we'll worry about it later then. We'll worry about it later. Where was I? Ah, yes. So, moving on. Oh, yeah. Also, it's like the problem also with, I guess, like having so many vlogs and the new like artist studio vlog series that I have is that like pretty much I just spoke about the very topic that I was going to save. I was going to save for for that studio vlog. That was going to be the topic. You know, but I mean, it's still going to be the topic, but I'll just go into a little bit more detail about it because, Colleen Duran had said that pretty much that selling Copic marker drawings are unethical. And, I thought that was a little hyperbolic, maybe, but yeah, but, yeah. So I don't know. It's like, so what have I been, other things that I've been, there was like a bunch of things that I've been watching lately, and it's like it's just trying to keep like all that information kind of like organized in my head. Because there was a video that I was watching that where the guy was talking about how there now seems to be a reemergence of people trying to do something, and even if they don't like succeed at it, that they still celebrate the fact that they tried, right? And well, that's I think that's just pretty much all of us, really. Um, but he's saying that it just seems to be like he was showing like video footage of people at a club and nobody was dancing. And it's just everybody just standing around. He says that he's seen a lot of videos like that. And you know, and the and the thing is that immediately jumped in my head when it's like, yeah, of course they're not dancing because they don't want to end up as someone's viral video going, oh, look at this asshole acting like this, look, and what the guy was saying is that pretty much is that people are not having fun just so the people actually not having fun can feel better. And and it was just like a very strange thing to say, but it's like, it was kind of like he was talking about that people are afraid to do things, so they're always going to go after the people who are doing the thing because it makes them feel bad. So it's like, so instead of so his whole theory was that instead of instead of me trying to do something, I'm just going to tear down the people who are doing it. And that's kind of like how he felt what was going on, and it's just gotten to a point where it's like that he was saying like the whole trend of people trying to show how much they don't care created this environment where it's like nobody wants to do anything, so because they're afraid to be cringe, so they just instead pretend that it's like, oh well, I don't care, they print, and it's just like, and it was just kind of like, oh snap, it's like, yeah, that kind of is what's going on, right? The whole like, it's just funny to think that, oh, these people are saying they don't care when they actually care a lot, because it's like they're not caring has everything to do with the fact that they care too much about looking like a fool in front of people for being too exuberant about something. And and it was just kind of funny to come to the realization that I think that the way social media has people are, Brian says, people talking incessantly about how they don't care and demonstrating how much they care in the process. Right. That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is. And what he was like he was pretty much saying that we're all kind of like dampening our enthusiasm for things just because there are people who who don't know how to embrace their cringe, like he's literally like I think that was like kind of like the point of the video, where it's like people are not having their cringe periods anymore. So like if you're not good at I mean this is definitely because of social media, that everybody is so used to seeing everybody else's highlight reels that that they're thinking, oh, it's like I can't it's like, oh, I can't do anything because I'm not immediately good at it, and then people will laugh at me for trying, right? But if you really think about it, the people who are laughing at you for trying are the people who are not trying at all. So are these really the people you're trying to impress? And it's like, I don't know. It's like I was just kind of like trying to to parse that information. Maybe I should use this. This is more like a. Like he's talking about like embracing cringe, but it's like, what is cringe anyway? It's like, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who would look at this piece that I'm working on and go like, oh my God, that is so cringe. Right. And it's like, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, what are you so embarrassed about? Um, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with that idea. I guess it's like what he was trying to say, I don't know, is that, people are supposed to be bad at something in the beginning. Nobody comes out the gate being immediately good at something. So we shouldn't be embarrassed that we're not good at something, because you're supposed to not be good at something at first. And then the more you work on it, then you become less worse at it. I don't know. Yeah, it was just I don't know. I seem to have better thoughts about that video when I first saw it, but it's like now that I'm like trying to talk about it, it's like I'm being very cringe. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's kind of related to the fact that, I don't know. It's like my mood has been like up and down lately, but it's like it could be just the PMS talking. But it's like, I don't know, like I've always struggled with this idea that this is pretty much as good as I'm going to get, and I shouldn't expect much more. And it's just, I don't know, like it's just something that's just been, like weighing on, that it's like, I'm never going to be like super skilled, or like I'm not going to be like Arthur Adams. I'm not going to be as technically accomplished as a Colleen Duran, I guess it's kind of like, when inspiration becomes anti-inspiration. I think it's kind of like related. I mean, really, that should be another episode of my artist studio thing, where it's like, like I'm always looking, and I know we all do it. We're always looking at other people's artwork, to get inspiration and to be inspired. And it's like, oh, that's a really good technique, and this, that, and the other thing. Or those are really good color combos, really good color choices. But then it's like, there kind of gets a point where you have these diminishing returns on, on that idea of being inspired, and then the opposite starts to happen, where it's like, instead of being inspired, you start to be demotivated by looking at other people's artwork, by by watching people work, and it's like, oh, I'll never be as good as they are, and it's like, I don't know why I bother, and fun stuff like that. Where did these come from? Why am I not? And it's just like, oh, maybe these are here. And I'll leave that there for now. And I guess it's like I've been like kind of struggling with that for a bit, where it's like the more artwork I look at, the less oh, hold on, let me check something here. I have to look something up. Like the less it's actually inspired. Am I making any sense? It's kind of, it's just kind of weird, and I think that whole cringe idea is kind of part of it, where it's like, well, these people have been at it longer than you have. Actually, that was kind of like the weirdest advice, the weirdest thing that I've gotten told to me. It was at MegaCon decades ago, MegaCon, and Al Snow came to my table, the wrestler, came to my table to buy a Tall Tales trade paperback off of me, a digest, by the way. So he bought a digest version of my book, and and I was talking about, it's like, oh, it's like you're famous or something like that, right? And he goes, no, I'm not famous, just more people know me. It was kind of like a strange thing, and it kind of like melds into the other idea where a master is just somebody who's done it longer than you have. Like, that's all that is. I don't know. Was he? Hold on. I forgot what this character was supposed to be. Okay. Rottweiler. I'm looking up the wrong dog. I'm just trying to get the color points. Rottweiler. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what my point is. That I've just been feeling away, I guess. Oh, well, actually, it's like, okay, I think, okay, so let me give a little context, right? So, if you have watched my last artist studio vlog video, right? I'm talking about also how another convention that I'm going to is a book convention, novels, right? Monsterotica, right? Which it's a convention that its specialty is erotica's monster erotica novels. It's in the name. And I had, when I first found out about this convention, I tried to get a table. They didn't give me a table because it's like, oh, you don't have exactly the stuff that we're looking for. And it's like, okay, that's fine. I pretty much figured I didn't anyway, because yeah, I just didn't have that type of portfolio. Oh, Brian says, yeah, my cousin had a Rottweiler. Yeah, well, yeah, I needed I had to look up the Rottweiler just so I can get like the correct markings on them. Oh, okay. So, oh, their paws are like that too. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do that. All right. So let me bring. Okay. So for the past couple of weeks, months actually, I've been like working on some pieces that I thought would be kind of like, like would be good to have in my portfolio so that I could try to get in for next year. And it's like, to sell prints of it. And it's like, and I make the joke that it's like, oh, it's like it really isn't that much different from furry fandom, that it's like, werewolves and you know. So I figured, okay, so it's like I can hit two fandoms in one if I plan these pieces correctly, right? But the thing that started nagging at me though is that um I think that the one thing that would kind of like keep me from getting a vendor's table at next year's Monsterotica show is the fact that I don't have book cover cred. Like in the end, it's like it's not really about the prints or anything, like the prints or could I do stickers or this, that, and the other thing. It's more about, well, what book covers have you done? And and that I mean, I've done comics all this time, right? But book covers is a different animal. So, I'm hoping that by going to the show as an attendee and kind of networking, that maybe I could change that, right? I could get some cover uh some cover work maybe, or like even just to do like Kickstarter rewards, or usually when they do special editions of these novels, there's usually like stickers and bookmarks, and there's like a whole thing, and it's like, and sometimes they get different artists to do different merchandise. So if at worst I get to do stickers for authors and bookmarks instead of book covers, right? But it's like, so I was looking at some of the artists that are going to be there, and and in the end it kind of like gave me like these, I don't know, it's like I started to like get a complex over it, where it's like, oh wow, it's like my artwork is kind of like similar, but it's not like that, and I don't really color like that, and I don't paint digitally. It's like, do I even have the aesthetic that everyone that these authors are going for? um and I started kind of like working myself up like that, right? That all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, it's like I started to go back to the word of the day. I started to feel really cringe about my artwork. It's like, am I even going to like, I don't know, it's like impress anybody there? Do the authors just have their favorite people that they work with and that's it, and they're not going to be like interested in what I'm doing or what I can do, And I don't know. And it's like, isn't it funny how it's like we're more likely to kind of like drag ourselves down than hype ourselves up, you know? Um but that's that's kind of so it's like I kind of like got into this I got this shit in my head where it's like, looking at these other artists that were supposed to be inspirational and we're now doing the opposite of what I was hoping it would do. So instead of like motivating me, it was demotivating me. And it's like, I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, well, I've never been to the place. Maybe that's not what's going to happen. Yeah. Maybe once I get there and start showing stuff around, maybe it'll just be different. Maybe they are looking for like different artists or whatnot. And I just have to be there to find out. So I don't know. I guess it's because I haven't been to a convention in a while. And I've certainly never as like by myself as an attendee like this for the purpose of networking like that. So I don't know. Maybe it's just that I'm bracing myself for the worst. I don't know. Maybe in the end I'm just bumming everybody out with this conversation, How do I have an extra? Oh, okay. Oh, so did I put no, that's the same. Maybe okay, so I have extra one here. All right, so that goes there, and then this goes there. Okay. All right, now let's see. Now, Rottweilers are like this black-brown color. Well, they're technically black, right? But I don't want to use that dark of a color on them because I don't want to lose detail on them. So let me see. So let's try to find. Let me see. Okay. Well, we could use that as a base. It's more like a warm gray. That looks too similar. Actually, we'll start with that one. It's a little lighter. Oh, that's dry. Oh, I gotta remember to change these. There's some markers that are just like completely dried out, and I gotta replace them. Okay, so we'll use that. And then I want something lighter. Let's see. Thing is, that might make him too light. So I guess if we start with this. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, because I don't want to use black. That's too dark. So but definitely on that whole thing, I'm just gonna have to put like a pin in all those ideas, and then like I don't know, like try to like bring it together in a 20-minute vlog, you know. I mean, because I think it's a good topic, because I think, like, with going back to the cringe idea, right? That I think the problem is that a lot of people, we've gotten to a point where we're not used to seeing anybody struggling, like, not in a creative way, you know, and online, you know, I mean, we see people struggle all the time, but it's like online, you know, you go to Instagram, you go to, you know, any social media, and it's always everybody functioning at this high level, right? um while completely forgetting, it's like you're only seeing the final product, you're not seeing, um you know, you're not seeing them actually doing it, you're only seeing the end result. So for some reason, so for some reason, everybody has this whole, oh, it's like you were born, you know, you were born fully formed from the forehead of Zeus, you know, type of thing. And it's like, no, that's not how that works for anybody, you know. um you know, this is still, you know, this still requires um a lot of practice and a lot of work and a lot of trial and error, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but you're not going to know until you do it, you know. And then when you do it, then you figure out how to change, you know, how to improve on it and change it. And um this, I think, should be like the opposite. Okay, yeah. You know, and it's like, and it's not like I'm saying that, you know, we should go online and constantly complain about how hard it is, but I think that we should just be a little bit more forgiving of ourselves, that there's always going to be people better than you know, in terms of a skill. You know, it's like because they've been at it longer, right? um and in the end, that's all that means, is that they just have the time over you know. And and you know, and there's no real catching up to that, I guess. It's like, unless you do the work, you know, unless you practice, unless you know, the whole, you know, 10,000 hours thing, you know, even though it's like it's been kind of sort of debunked, but by Malcolm Gladwell himself, you know, where it's like he says that people keep quoting the 10,000 hours to become a master at something, but um you know, but the thing is, though, it's like it has to be a dedicated 10,000 hours, and you have to have the resources to be dedicated for that 10,000 hours, you know. um I don't know. Maybe I'm just yapping because it's like, you know, I'm really into this piece, and it's like, normally, like, I would just like just do the piece, like, you know, just like just coloring it, because like I said, I'm really feeling the way this is coming out. And you know, and it's like, and I don't know, I guess I'm just yapping because then you're not going to hear, all you're going to do is just be hearing the music and just I don't know. It's like, yeah. So maybe Brian says also practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. If you practice it wrong, you'll never learn it properly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, so it's the quality of the practice too that you have to be also conscious about. You know, because that people miss that part too, you know, and it's so it's like it's okay to not be good at something, because you're not supposed to be good at something you just start. But if you want to get better at it, you kind of have to know how to get better at it. You have to figure out what exactly do you need to do to improve in a meaningful way. And I guess that's what the guy who did the video about cringe, about embracing cringe, because what he's really saying is that embrace your amateur self, you know, embrace the fact that you don't know this right off the bat. And you know, he was saying that it's like, you know, people that from what he's seeing, he thinks that people are just like tired of the whole like, oh, don't do anything unless you, the whole nonchalant, the nonchalance, right? And it's fake nonchalance, because it's like it's a performative nonchalance. Oh, like the goal is to see who cares the least, right? And the only reason people are being, you know, trying to be like, I don't care, is because their whatever exuberance and enthusiasm they have for something keeps getting shut down. You know, it's like where people are afraid to dance in a club because some asshole is going to like record them and post them on a TikTok and go, oh, look at this stupid shit. Right? When all the person is doing is dancing in a club, you know? You know, and the thing is like, it's kind of like shitting on somebody for being bad at karaoke. You're supposed to be bad at karaoke. You know, you're in a club. You're supposed to be, you know, kind of like bad at dancing. You're not a fucking Lady Gaga backup dancer. You know? You're not on stage with Beyonce. You're supposed to be bad, because it's not about being good at it. It's about having fun with it, you know? And I think, you know, and again, I think that's what that guy was saying, that it's like, you know, that people might be fed up with that whole attitude. It's like, look, you know, we just want to have fucking fun. You know, leave us alone. And it's not that I blame them, you know? You know, and I think that, you know, as creatives, as artists, you know, it's like there comes a point where it's like, you know what? It's like, look, I'm just having fun with this. Why am I getting uptight about it? You know, and it's like, you know, maybe I shouldn't be comparing myself to people who have been doing book covers for as long as I've been doing comics. Well, I kind of doubt that. I don't think they're that old, but you know, where they found their niche really, really quickly, and they were able to concentrate on doing that to the point that this one woman, like, she commands like $2,500 for a cover. Like, And it's like, can I just, it's like, can I go up to these authors and say, yeah, my covers are $2,500? No, it's like, no, they don't know me from anybody, and it's like, I probably don't quite have the style that they're maybe prefer, but I don't know, maybe I can get somebody to go, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, well, what if you did like stickers for me or something, and it's like, okay, yeah, I could do that, and then I'll just be building from there, but I have to start from somewhere to do that. So I don't know. I don't know. Well, I mean, it on the screen it looks good. On the screen's looking good, so. Oh, I put the darkest ones here. Okay. So are we all working? We're all working on something. I hope that big stretch of silence. Well, that's why I have the music in the background, for those moments. But I think we might be able to get this character, at least this character, finished on the stream. Ah, you're working too? What are you working on, Brian? What are you working on? What are we working on today? It's kind of like I said, it's like I think now it's like the vibe we're going for today is like we're all in a coffee shop together and we're just vibing. Oh, final parts of a coding project. Oh, cool. So we're just vibing, just working, kind of like keeping each other company, even though we're technically not in the same room together. But for some reason, it feels like it though. That's this. There we go. Oh, alternating between running compiles and fixing the displayed problems, meaning I've got scattered moments of time. There you go. I think what I'll do on this piece is that I've always been trying to make like the white ink work, right? To do like little highlights, but it never I don't know, it never came out the way I wanted. I think this time around what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go in with a colored pencil. You know, with like a white pencil, and then like see if that finally gives me kind of like the look that I'm going for. Yeah, but I'll wait till like kind of like the ending to the end of the, you know, once I have it all colored, you know. I kind of think that a white pencil, I don't know, it gives like a different look than just using like white paint. And I never was happy with white paint anyway. So we'll try that later. Oh, hey, Jim. Hey. Are you working too? Are you working on something too? Oh, well, there we go. Well, that looks interesting. You know, I think it definitely is a lot nicer than if I had digitally colored this. That's for sure. Yeah, I think it has. I think it has a lot more. Not that digital coloring has its place, but also I don't color like this digitally. I mean, I'm sure if somebody had a more painterly style, they could really like go to town on this piece, But for me, I think it's like, you know what? It's like it's looking interesting. It's looking interesting. Like I said, I think it needs a little like maybe a couple with colored pencils, like some highlights or something. Um, hmm. I was like, oh, we still have a little time left, so maybe I'll start working on her jacket. Um, let's see. So let's see. Maybe I should do. Huh. Let's see. Let's see. Will this work? Let's see. I don't want it too dark. Let's see. Let me add a little yellow to that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to do it this way. Would help if I didn't cover the piece while I was working on it, right? I have another one of these. Oh, why 6? Yeah, that should do it. Okay, much better. There we go. Okay, let me put this back here. Just gotta make sure not not to upset YouTube. Let's get this jacket finished, and then we'll call it for the day. Yay. So, okay. So I think, yeah, I think we made good progress today. I don't have, of course, due to obvious reasons, I'll finish this character off camera, of course. We made it this far without any problems from YouTube. So no, that's this. It's here. But like I said, I'm probably, once I'm done with it, I'm going to go in probably with a little colored pencil just to kind of like shush it up a bit. Like I said, I've never had much luck with how the white ink looks, so we'll see what maybe looking. Oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you. He says looking good. He says, let's bring that up. Thank you so much. So yeah, so I'm hoping to. I'll probably finish this tomorrow, so I can get this out. To the commissioner by the weekend, so at least that's over, and then I can do one more piece, one more commission, and then finish House of Bob. Finally, it's like I said, I'm going to I'm going to rethink rethink how I do the next campaign. Let me just okay. I think the music wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, but I think it did the job. Where's my cursor? Okay, and there we go. There we go. So yeah, so that's that's not looking too shabby. Not too shabby. So yeah, so there we have it. There we have it. It's all coming together. So okay, so today was a bit rambly and not a lot of talking, but we got work done. we got most of the work done. Also, so that's what, it's always a trade-off, right? It's like you either want a talkie show or you actually want to see the artwork so get done. So it's either or. Can't have both at the same time, right? Oh my goodness. But I'm very pleased with it so far. Like I said, these commissions, oh my God, take a shot every time you hear me say that. I must be just tired. I mean, yeah, it's probably that. Oh my goodness. So where was I? Where was I? So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me in the chat. Thank you, Jim, for popping in. Brian, HR, Joseph, thank you so much for keeping me company today. And yes, and I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching me from regions beyond. Yes, thank you so much for you guys keeping me company in spirit. Probably I hope whatever work you are getting done while using this stream in the background for background noise, I hope you got your work done. I hope you got at least a lot of it done, just like I did. It's part of the reason why I do these streams, because it really is like kind of like we're all hanging out at a coffee shop or something, and we're just working. Maybe we talk, maybe we don't, but we're just all chilling together. And and just just vibing, I guess. Oh my goodness. So again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Okay, where was I? Yes. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and everything else, my upcoming campaigns and all that stuff. You can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, now in a more clear and organized fashion. I did go over the websites and fix them up a bit, so it's a lot easier, hopefully, to navigate and to find everything that you need. I mean, there isn't much. I just tweaked it. I didn't do anything dramatic, but you can find everything there. But I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress updates. And of course, you can find me here on YouTube, where you can check out my archive of more than 600 plus videos and live streams in my archive. The playlists are below. It's like you like live streams, I got it. You like speed paints, I got it. It's like you want to you want tutorials, I got it. It's in there somewhere. So you can check that out. And while you're here, again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my videos go live. And remember that you can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears in the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. If you prefer to read your comics on Webtoon, guess what? I am there too. Ego Raven is on Webtoons. She updates. Well, she updates that. Like, I wish she would update the stuff for me so that I wouldn't have to do it. But no, Ego Raven updates every Tuesday, while Tall Tales updates every Thursday on Webtoon. So you can read it wherever is most convenient for you. So thank you so much again, everybody, for joining me. Like I said, I hope we all got our work done today, or at least most of it. And again, I usually have no quippy outros for this. Just, be better. Be better today than you were yesterday, and be better tomorrow than you were today. In the end, that's all we can really ask for. So thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time.
You are all weirdos. Ugh.